Have you ever seen a Minecraft build and thought, wow, that looks exactly like something I've seen in real life? How was the builder able to accomplish this? How can I build at 1-to-1 scale myself? Hi, I'm Simful, founder and project lead on MC Imagineers, a Minecraft server dedicated to replicating Disney's Magic Kingdom at 1-to-1 scale. In this tutorial, I will show you how to build all different replicas in Minecraft at 1-to-1 scale, from simple builds like maybe your own house to something as complicated as a cruise ship. This video will also serve as a sort of orientation for new builders or Imagineers who are trying to understand the tools MC Imagineers uses for its replicas. Although this video is actually just designed for the general audience who just wishes to build something cool in their own worlds, so no need to worry if you're not actually a part of MC Imagineers. Let's get right into it. For starters, we have to understand what building at 1-to-1 scale actually means. Building at 1-to-1 scale is when you build something in Minecraft to the exact dimensions, size, colors, orientation, and so on, with the purpose of making the build match its real-life version exactly. Each block in Minecraft is 1 cubic meter, so we can use those measurements to replicate anything. This is the very basics of the idea, so let's dive into how it might actually be done. So for starters, you will need Google Earth Pro and access to the World Edit plugin or mod for the rest of this tutorial. If you are playing on Bedrock, perhaps install Google Earth on another device and maybe use the World Edit add-on that I've seen around. I personally play on Java, so I've never tested that version of World Edit out, but we technically only need World Edit for one command, so I'm sure it will work just fine. Anyways, I've linked the download for Google Earth Pro in the description, so once that's installed, you are good to go. Now the first step is to find what you want to build on Google Earth. If you're thinking, hey, I'm trying to build something not on Google Earth like an airplane or a cruise ship, just wait around, I will swing back to replicas of that nature later in the video. If you are part of MC Imagineers, you will obviously navigate to the Magic Kingdom, a resort, or something else nearby. But if not, just use the search tab at the top up here to type the name or address of what you would like to build. I recommend pinning this location so that you can easily find it later, or if this will be a long-term project like the Magic Kingdom, set this as your start location so Google Earth will automatically bring you here every time you launch the app. Now let's work on setting up just a few things. First, use this ruler tool at the top of Google Earth. Ensure that it is in line mode and that our measurement is meters. This is important because, as we went over earlier, one block is a meter. Next, use this clock icon at the top to check for imaging updates on Google Earth. The default view Google Earth loads you into isn't always up to date with the real world locations, so always check that there is no difference, then you can switch it back. The area of Tomorrowland I'm building today hasn't been changed, but to show you why checking is always important, we can go to the park entrance and bus stops. We can see that clearly some changes were made to the parks in between these two satellite imagings. So we will want to use the most recent one, this one, that gives us a good view. Oh, no, not this one. This one, that gives us a good view. Sometimes the most recent satellite imaging might be covered in fog or something, so you can use this slider to get the most recent one possible that still gives you a good view of what you were trying to build. However, if you check and the area has not changed, such as my area of Tomorrowland today, then I recommend just using the default Google Earth view as it's actually 3D, and that's super nice for building. It's time to get started with the real build. I'm working all on one monitor today so that I can easily record, but if you have access to two, I normally load Google Earth on one and Minecraft on the other. If not, just Alt-Tab and you will be just as efficient. So you want to pick a reference point first. This will be a center point that the entire rest of the build will run off of. On MC Imagineers, it is the partner statue in the center of the Magic Kingdom hub, as it is a memorable location that is relatively equidistant to all different areas of the park. Pick what coordinates you would like this location to be at in-game, and be sure to mark these coordinates down. The partner statue on MC Imagineers is at 0, 0, so it's also very easy to remember. Now, Select your reference point, being as precise as possible with the ruler tool, and drag the end to whatever point you would like the location of. Now, there are two options to move forward, and you can choose either in-game or online. I imagine most people will choose online, as the in-game option requires you to have access to a certain plugin, which means you need to either have your own server or be specifically working on MC Imagineers. In all other scenarios, however, pick online. But really, they both do the exact same thing. I will be going over the online method in this video, as it's the easiest to learn and the tool I use just slightly more often, but let's briefly talk about the in-game tool as well. In the description, you will find a link to the MD Point Locator. It's a very useful plugin that allows you to build to scale in-game. Just follow this tutorial to see how to use it. The only specific information that you need for MC Imagineers is that our reference point is just called ref point, REFPOINT. You can also check out this tool here. It will speed up the process significantly, the outlining process, but I honestly don't like it, as I find it's too fast and not hands-on enough. It's easier to make mistakes and takes the fun out of building, at least for me, but you can totally use it if you would like to. Anyways, into the online version and main tutorial. Linked in the description, or on our Discord if you are on MC Imagineers, you can find the MCParks Point Locator Tool. MCParks is this awesome Minecraft server that replicates different theme parks in Minecraft at 1:1 scale. Everything they do is absolutely incredible. Check them out if you haven't already. The server is awesome and the IP is in the description. Luckily for builders like us, the tool that they developed to build at 1:1 scale is shared for free on the website. It's truly amazing that they did this, as if not, we would be stuck doing trigonometry every time we wanted to locate a point. Honestly, showing your appreciation for them uploading this tool is reason enough to log onto their server and check it out. Anyways, after clicking the link, you'll be greeted by this screen, which looks a little daunting, but we actually only need this info at the bottom here. Everything above is just the MCParks tutorial on how to use the tool, so if you need a reminder, read this. First, put the in-game or Minecraft coordinates of your reference point here. On MC Imagineers, this will always be 0, 0. Like I said, simple and easy to remember. Now, look back at your ruler tool and get the map length and heading and insert them into these points here. After you've done that, you will see new coordinates displayed here. These are the coordinates of your point in game. Go to these coordinates and you will have your location. To create more complex shapes and lines, drag the end of your ruler tool to a new point, like maybe another corner of a building. Then update the numbers on the MCParks locator tool. Check out these coordinates in game, and then use the world edit / line command to create the exact line that you saw on Google Earth. I prefer to use different color wools for my outlines just because I think it's easy to memorize and see, but in reality you can use whatever you want. You could obviously exaggerate this one concept of creating lines to create anything, such as if you're creating a more complex building shape, you can get the location of all the corners and then use the / line command to connect them and get the exact shape that you need. Height and elevation isn't too complicated, but it's important to ensure that everything is the same height as in real life as well for true 1:1 scale building. On MC Imagineers, you even need to check the height of the trees, as Disney often strategically trims them to create beautiful sightlines. To get heights, hover the mouse over what you would like the height of, and then this number in the bottom right corner will tell you the elevation of that object. I actually prefer to use feet for this, as using meters will lock you into entire one block differences. For some reason, Google Earth doesn't have 3.5 meters, 3.2 meters, which just means you're very limited in what you can do for heights. But using feet and then converting them to meters essentially gives you decimals. Elevation is a little weird on MC Imagineers. Basically, the entire park, Magic Kingdom, is all at 31 meters, or roughly 100 feet, as you can see here. But this is really wide level 3 in-game. This is because of an oversight early on, and it's too late to fix it now. Sorry. Just use the difference in elevation to find out how tall your building is on the server. So what I mean by that is the ground here is at 101 feet, which, as discussed, is wide level 3 in-game, but the scaffolding is 126, 127, which is about 8 meters, so our scaffolding in-game will be 8 blocks above wide level 3. And finally, for this section of the tutorial, circles and curves. It would be quite tedious to measure every point along the outside of a circle or curve, so normally I will get the point at the very middle of the circle. From there, you can measure the radius and diameter, and then use the world edit / hollow cylinder command to generate the circle you need. I normally still double check 1 or 2 points along the outside of the circle just to make sure everything looks right, but as long as it is within 1 block, you're fine. Minecraft isn't exactly great at making circles after all, so you kind of have to take what you can get there. I'll briefly just showcase how to use the hollow cylinder command in game. It's / h sil and then the block you would like to make the cylinder out of, and then the radius. So if we wanted a circle with a radius of 4, there we go. Obviously it's not exact, but this is a game made of blocks, so it's as close as we're gonna get, and it's such a huge time saver compared to measuring, like, you know, for here it's such a huge time saver to just get the width of these circles instead of measuring infinite points along the outside of the circle, that I figured it was worth briefly including in the tutorial. So now you've finished outlining the exterior of the building and you're ready to move on to the inside. Interiors can be a bit tricky, as obviously you can no longer use Google Earth for them. What you need is to find blueprints of what you are building. Search the internet until you find something useful, or if you are on MC Imagineers, just check our Discord. There are blueprints of the entire park, as well as stuff like resorts and anything like that. And you can even download the whole folder containing all the blueprints onto your computer if you like. Back in Google Earth, click this button at the top of the page to add an image overlay. Then select the blueprint image from your device. Name it something useful here, then turn the opacity down, at least for now, so that the image is somewhat see-through. Your image will take up this little green spot here, and you can rotate it and stretch it and move it until you get it to line up exactly so that the exterior of the blueprint will line up with what you can see on Google Earth. And at that point, you know you're ready to move on. This will take some time and patience, but once done, it should look something like this. As you can see, this blueprint will let us on MC Imagineers build Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin at 1:1, as we can use the ruler tool and MCParks Point Locator to grab points inside the building, just like we did for the exterior. So we can grab a point here using the ruler tool, and then drag it to maybe some part along the track, and it will give us the exact coordinates the same way we did for the exterior. Very useful. So, you've outlined the exterior and interior, and you are ready to turn the wool into an actual build. This is by far the most straightforward part of building at 1:1, but arguably the most important because it decides what the build's actually going to look like in the end. Search the web for up-to-date reference images and videos of what you are building, then replicate it exactly as you see. It is important to get every detail exactly correct, like color of the building, number of windows, signs, etc. On MC Imagineers, we have access to the head database and image frame plugins, which can help tremendously with getting proper detail. I will show you how to use them in another video soon. After you have finished this building process, you are done. Congratulations, you have built a replica of something in the real world in Minecraft. Now, for the final section of this video, I promise to showcase how to build at 1:1 if you cannot find your build on Google Earth. This is most common with vehicles like maybe an airplane, or cruise ships such as the Disney Fantasy behind me. Your best friend here is going to be the internet. look up length, height, draft, wingspan, width, or whatever to get a proper measurement of your build in meters. For example, when I was building the Disney Fantasy at 1:1 a few years ago, I literally just used this Wikipedia page to get most of the information about the ship. You can see here it's got the length of the ship in meters, the beam or the width, the height, draft, which is how much of the ship is underwater, etc. here right for you to see. Finally, use something like deck plans to outline the interiors to the best of your ability. If you are lucky enough to travel on the vehicle you are building, always ask for an information pamphlet. Every time I go on a cruise ship, I ask for one, and I have never not received one. The people at guest services definitely think I'm a huge nerd though. But yeah, these pamphlets often reveal very useful information on the ships that you are trying to build that cannot be found online. And when I asked for one of the Disney Fantasy, it was super detailed and even included pictures of the entire engine room, which I could not find anywhere online, so I was super excited. Anyways, that about wraps us up. I really hope I was able to help with your 1:1 scale building. If I did, make sure to leave a like to let me know, and subscribe for more tutorials and videos around MC Imagineers in the future. Comment if you have any questions, and I will try to help out. Also, if you made it this far, you are obviously interested in building at 1:1 scale in some extent, so I would really appreciate it if you would apply to MC Imagineers at the link in the description. We are always looking for new builders and appreciate all the help we can get. Anyways, thank you for watching, I hope I helped, and see you next time.